Hey guys, welcome to our Missing Person Monday live stream. It's good to see everybody here. And I don't know how many people we'll have here tonight. I know there are a lot of creators going live at this moment with Delphi updates. Totally understandable. I still have to get caught up with all that. So replay crew is awesome. So if you're watching this on replay, thank you very much. And if you're here in the chat, thank you very much. I hope everybody... I want to say first, I hope everybody, our friends in Oklahoma and Western Arkansas, and they've just been bombarded with rain and flooding and tornadoes. It has just been horrible, and it's actually supposed to move into my part of Arkansas about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'll probably get woken up very early in the morning. That's okay. So thoughts, prayers, and good vibes, like I said, to all our friends in Oklahoma, Western Arkansas. I know Arctic is in Western Arkansas. I hope he is doing okay. And anybody else who may be in that area. Let's see who we have here. Junior Johnson checked in. He said, or checked in about 4 o'clock. Hello from Michigan. And we are featuring 6 missing person cold cases from Michigan tonight. So, and I just lost my StreamYard on my laptop. So we'll go old school to the phone. So I hope Junior will come back and be able to watch at least a little bit of the, or he can watch it on replay. And Junior, if you are here now or watching on replay, because I'm trying to get comments to come up again. The Brianna Soto case that you mentioned in the comment that is from Michigan, I have a video done for her, and I will upload it sometime tonight when I get done with this. And as soon as it's uploaded, it will be available to members immediately, and then in the morning it will be available to everybody. So thank you, Junior, for bringing that case to my attention. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said, members, whatever time tonight I get it uploaded or it uploads, because with my farm signal, sometimes it takes forever for things to upload. Like I said, members will have access to it as soon as it's uploaded, and about 9 o'clock Central Time in the morning, everybody will have access to it. So when it goes full access to everybody, please share it anywhere and everywhere you can. Very important case. This young lady has been missing for, I believe, almost a year, or maybe a little bit over a year. So thank you once again to Junior for bringing that. Once again, there's gnats flying around, or mosquitoes. One, with all the warm, muggy weather we've had here this week and the storms, the mosquitoes have come back out. All right, Miss Lisa Joe, and my comments, I think it's up on the screen, says she checked in, but she says, I won't make it tonight. A good friend of mine is going to be on the YouTube Live with a podcast, so I got to go support him. You guys have fun. Absolutely. Miss Lisa Joe, you go support anybody, everybody you can. Absolutely. You can be on a replay crew. Absolutely. Lance checked in. He said he will be back in an hour, so I hope he made it back. Miss Doris Bove is here. Always good to have Miss Doris here. Absolutely. Miss Paula is here. I hope these are coming up. I may have to do them on. Yeah, there it goes again. Let me get down to where I was. So I got Miss Doris up there. Thank you, Miss Doris. I'm trying not to lean into the camera, but I have to read it off my little bitty phone. And Miss Paula is here. Oh no, I don't want to delete it. Stop. There we go. Miss Paula is here. Always good to have Miss Paula. Junior did make it back. Good to have you here back, Junior. And he is in Michigan. And like I said, we are featuring missing persons cases from Michigan tonight. Chris Gideon is here. Always good to have Chris here. One of my wonderful friends and mods. Just trying to see if it's going to let me back into StreamYard here. All right, let's see. Where am I at? See what timestamp that is. 7:54. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see if it'll work. So welcome, Chris. It's nice to see you too, Miss Paula. Miss Paula says that she likes the new opening. Yes, I redid it. Actually, that's what I spent. I was up all night last night, couldn't sleep. Insomnia. What are you gonna do? So I redid my 30-second opening that I use for just my videos that I upload for missing. Took some stuff out, added some new people in, and then I redid the longer opening for the stream. So I'm glad you guys like it. I hope you like it. Let me know how you, we know how Miss Paula feels. She likes it. So you guys let me know if you like it or not. I think it came out reasonably well with my little, very limited video making skills and my little one little video editor that I pay for, basic cheapest plan that I pay for to make intros and outros and make my videos that I upload. Miss Michelle C is here. Oh, I don't know if it's going to come up. We'll go back to, let's find Michelle C. Oh, there she is. She is up. Welcome, Michelle, another wonderful friend and mod. Good to have you here. I hope you're okay in Texas. I don't know how bad the storms have been in Texas, but I hope you're doing well. Miss Dandy is here. Always good to have Miss Dandy here. Another wonderful friend and mod. Miss Nanar is here. Always good to have you here. Miss Ange from Vid Inquiries is here. Hello, hello, ma'am. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Trying to look at my timestamps, and I'm trying to get things to work on. Just make sure I got everybody in. Well, we are glad that you were able to make it tonight, Miss Nan. I know that I think it was Mr. Steve's members only chat last night. We were chatting chat, and you'd said that you're apologizing. Nobody ever has to apologize for not making it to a live stream or whatever. Replay crew is awesome. But I just hope you're doing okay. And it is good to have you back. once again. Okay. Let me make sure. Yep, Daddy says great to have yeah, great to have everybody with us. There's Junior again. He is back. Well, if it'll show it. Let me find Junior. There it is. He's up there. There is Junior again. Always good to have Junior. We love Junior. Junior is a wonderful human being. Sunday Doodles is here. Good to see you, Sunday Doodles. Good to have you here. Just make sure I didn't miss anybody. There's Miss Barbara Hall. Always a pleasure and an honor to have Miss Barbara here. And what am I trying to say? Monahari, aka Bling, and Miss Barbara and a bunch of other people are setting up a Timmy's Legacy Foundation. As of right now, they have a Facebook page or a group. It's either a group or a page. It is pinned to the top of the chat. Please go. If it's a group, join the group. If it's a page, like it, follow it. They're trying to get a nonprofit set up. So please do go over there and support them any way that you can. Links are also, the link to it is also in the description box of the live stream, along with the link to sign the petition to reopen Timmy's case. I'm trying to think of all the links I have in there. The petition to review the case of ELISA Robertson out of Texas, and also Arctic's petition to standardize the Amber Alert system. And I think I do have the link to Mr. Steve's True Crime Web Foundation link. I think I remember to put it in there. If not, somebody can throw it in chat. Please do. If you've already signed the petitions, thank you. If you haven't, please sign them. If you have signed them, please share them anywhere and everywhere you can. Very, very important stuff. So thank you. Thank everybody in advance for what you do. All right, let me see if I can do this on here. I'm trying to look at my timestamps. Well, I was 809. Okay. Didn't go down far enough. There, okay, there's one I had up there. Mrs. Barb, absolutely. Once again, like crapped out on me. Thank you, Chris. Says he likes the new intro. Thank you very much, sir. Show. There we go. Michelle says we are doing okay. We had a tornado watch in my county, Tarrant County, for the majority of the day, but no warnings anywhere near my area. Excellent. Yeah, I know earlier when I was out working and when I was sitting in the car waiting for orders to come in, there were a couple of tornado warnings in the western part of Arkansas. So one of our local news affiliates were live on the air, so I was watching it on Facebook. So far, I haven't heard any, and I watched the local news when I got home from work. So far, I haven't heard any news of any damage, so that is good, at least here in Arkansas. Now, like I said earlier, I know Oklahoma, around Oklahoma City, some of the suburbs of Oklahoma City have got it really bad. So like I said, thoughts, prayers, good vibes to anybody and everybody affected by the tornadoes, storms, flooding. We are thinking about you guys. Thank you. Once again, I don't know if it's going to come up. I'll do it this way. Thank you, Miss Nan says, good job with the intro. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Like I said, with my limited video editing skills. Yes, absolutely. We are glad you are safe. Thank you for, my finger's not working. Thank you very much for the green heart for Timmy. Yes, I can't remember. I think I'm just going to give up on StreamYard on my laptop. I think I did remember to put the True Crime Web, and I think it's just truecrimeweb.com for the nonprofit foundation. You can go see what it's all about. You can donate through the foundation. A very, very worthy cause for Mr. Steve, Mrs. Steve, everybody that has anything to do with it. Great human beings. Thank you, Miss Barbara. Always great to see you too, ma'am. Yeah, Miss Barb says they've been getting some hard rain. Yep. I know it's up in that Missouri area too. All right. All righty. So I think I'm caught up. So, like I said, for anybody new here, welcome. If this is your first time, this is Missing Person Monday. We do this every Monday. We've been featuring for the past, I don't know how many ever months, featuring missing persons from each state. I'm going to go through all the states. I started with the southern region, and we worked through that. Now we're working our way through the Midwest region, and we are on almost meant to say Mississippi. We're on Michigan tonight. So I believe I have 6 cases that I'm going to share with you tonight. And the first one is Henry Louis Baltimore Jr. And Henry went missing on May 30th, 1973 from East Lansing, Michigan. He is a black male. He was just 21 years old at the time he went missing. He will be 72 years old today. At the time he went missing, he was 6'2", 175 pounds. He was last seen wearing a black turtleneck sweater, light gray slacks, and black and gray or black and white shoes. He has black hair and brown eyes, and his hair was styled in a large afro at the time of his disappearance. So Henry was last seen in East Lansing on May 30th, 1973. He was a junior at Michigan State University in Jackson at the time. He was studying social science and music with the intention of becoming a social worker. He was an honor student, and he was a co-drum major in the university marching band, and he was considered very musically talented. And he also had a job at the university library. So just an all-around good young man, very smart, book smart, as I call book smart, musically inclined, good work ethics. So it's just, it's a shame when anybody goes missing, but somebody with so much potential, it breaks my heart. All of them break my heart, but So his 1968 Buick was found at his home an hour and a half after he was last seen. He left behind his car keys, money, clothes, and other belongings. At the time of his disappearance, he lived with 3 roommates at an off-campus apartment, which was in the 300 block of Oak Hill Avenue in East Lansing. He is the second of 8 children, and he is the oldest son. His older sister was also a student at Michigan State in 1973, and she was getting her master's degree. So Henry was discovered missing when his sister went to his apartment to get a paper that she had agreed to type up for him. He wasn't there, and his roommates said that he had gone to the library and never returned. His sister became concerned after the due date for his paper came and went without her hearing anything from him. She contacted their father, and their father went to the police. So in March of 1973, Henry, so he disappeared in May. So rewinding a little bit, in March of 1973, Henry had went to the police and reported that 2 male attackers had tied him to his bed, pistol whipped him, and stole $110 in cash, a golf bag, a watch, and some clothing. Now, he said he waited 10 days to report the crime because he was afraid. So there was one suspect, 22-year-old Roy L. Davis. He was subsequently arrested and charged with armed robbery. It says that Henry was fined $50 for failing to appear at Davis's preliminary hearing to testify against him. He resurfaced 2 days later, and he asked the police to drop the case, but they refused to drop the case. So apparently, this kid was very, very scared. He later did testify at a rescheduled hearing. Henry told his sister that this Davis guy, Roy L. Davis, had threatened to take his life, and his family stated the criminal case had caused him a great deal of stress, understandably. So Henry disappeared 2 days before Davis's arraignment on June 1st. Neighbors stated that they saw Roy Davis knocking on Henry's front door on the day that he went missing. And later that year, Davis did plead guilty to felonious assault with intent to commit robbery, and he was sentenced to 6 months in jail. He has never been charged in connection with Henry's disappearance, and it says that he does have an alibi for the time that Henry disappeared, which is backed up by his mother. So, not saying that he had anything to do with it, but when you have an alibi that's backed up by a family member, sometimes you get that little in the back of your mind. So as of 2020, this Roy L. Davis is believed to be still alive and possibly in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area. Henry is a former Cub Scout, and he was a Jackson Citizen Patriot delivery boy. He was a 1970 graduate of Parkside High School in Jackson, Michigan. Authorities initially believed that he had went into hiding, so he would not have to testify against Roy Davis, which would be understandable. But because of the length of time that has passed since his disappearance, they said that, in their opinion, this makes it unlikely. His family never thought that he left voluntarily, as he always kept in close contact with them prior to his disappearance, and they have not heard anything from him since 1973. And unfortunately, Henry's father and 2 of his brothers have since passed away, but his mother and his remaining siblings are still alive. They are still looking for him. Foul play is now suspected in his case, and it remains unsolved. So if you have any information in Henry's case, you can call the East Lansing Police Department at 517-319-6811 or 517-351-4220. And I think I managed to find at least some supplemental article or a short article on each of these cases tonight. Just if they will come up and load is the problem. We'll see if my StreamYard is working over here. Oh, I should have. Let's see. I think I'm back down to where I was at. See if anybody snuck in on me. There's Matahari or Miss Bling. I'm gonna still call you Bling. Good to have you here, ma'am. Matahari is one of the ones who is helping set up the Timmy's Legacy Foundation nonprofit. So please show some love to her and Miss Barbara in the chat for everything they are doing. They said they're making progress, so hopefully the nonprofit will be up and running as soon as possible. So kudos to you ladies and gentlemen and whoever else is involved with it for doing what you're doing. All right. Oh, Junior says that he is laying down and listening. Got to get up at 6 a.m. That's all right, Junior. And if you fall asleep, you can always watch replay. We are just always glad to have Junior here for as long as Junior is here. Absolutely. Chris says that he thinks the time I think the time missing in Henry's case is a big red flag. Absolutely. Yeah, Miss Angela Vid Inquirer says getting up early is not my forte. It's not mine either. Not mine either. Dandy says she works 11 to 4 stoner hours. That's about well, I usually work either anywhere from 10 to, used to be 6 or 7 until the time changed. So now I have to be home before dark because I can't see to drive after dark anymore. Just what happens when you get old. So now I've started trying to get over there earlier, about 9 or 10, so I can work till about 4 and get in as many, schlep as many groceries as I can before it gets dark. So yeah, I can, I like those stoner hours too. I like being able to, yes, absolutely. I do have an email address. Let me grab it. Nope. Let me go to the right place and grab it. That is my email address, southerngaltruecrime@hotmail.com. Very easy to remember. You can remember the channel name and Hotmail. So yeah, absolutely. Send me or give me whatever you got. Absolutely. Matahari says she's or Bling says she's got a few ideas that she would like to bounce off of me. Absolutely. Throw them at me. Throw them at me, sister. I know I know your real name. I've seen you, I believe, in your real name in the Timmy's Facebook. I don't know if we're friends, but if not, I will. When I get off here tonight, I will send Matahari a friend request. Or you can send me a friend request. It's Dawn SGTC. So basically Dawn Southern Gal True Crime, but it's just SGTC. And the logo, if you, the way you know you have the right one, is the logo avatar I use is the same one I use here on YouTube. There's Miss PJ from Lighting Their Way Home. Says sorry late, was washing crafts at my dream home where Christmas is everywhere. Not Christmas already. Oh, I'm so not ready for Christmas. But it's good to have Miss PJ here. Please do check out Miss PJ Lighting Their Way Home. Excellent channel. Please do also check out Vid Inquiries, another excellent channel. So people, anybody with wrenches can start throwing in links. Yes, it does sound like Miss Ange says somebody wanted to silence Henry. That does sound like, I do agree with you. Yes, Bling, you can also send me a message in Messenger. Absolutely. And we may already be friends on Facebook. I don't know. Oh, JP's here. He gets a tardy slip. No, you're fine. Always good to have you here whenever you can get here. Mr. John Paul Hansen, one of our good friends. Please do check out his music channel. He also has a second channel, Analyze This, where he shares true crime. He shares a lot of our other creators' posts and then videos and community posts and things that he does. So please do check out both of his channels. So always good to have you here, JP. Yeah, Chris says no tardy slips here. No, no. So you still can't get to. So Miss PJ says if I miss saying hi to anyone, I've been stuck on top chat only in this chat for a few weeks. So it's only on my channel, on my live streams. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I honestly don't. I hate that for you, Miss PJ. You don't have to be worried, JP. You're not getting a tardy slip. Let's get caught up, and I'll see if the article I had for Henry has loaded yet. JP says he does not sneak. No, there was not a picture of the suspect. I do not believe. Nope. Unfortunately not. Yeah, Dandy says we give hall passes, not tardy slips. Absolutely. Yes, everyone, please smash the like button, share it out, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. You do all the YouTubey things to help keep us not just me, us in the algorithm, because this channel belongs to all of us. Absolutely. And the most important thing you guys can do, I say it all the time, is share, share, share. Share it anywhere and everywhere you can, whatever social media platforms you're on. Share it, share it, share it. Miss PJ, JP says he loves stoner hours. Miss PJ, I got JP and PJ. Miss PJ says she works mother's hours. Excellent. Got a screenshot of the email address. Oh, JP says he is not allowed on Facebook. How come you're not allowed on Facebook? Is that something to do with the music thing? Oh, they want you to verify who you are. He doesn't know. He says, I don't even know who I am. Oh my gosh. Miss PJ says she's slacking tonight. It's a good slacking day or night. Trying to keep an eye, make sure we don't have any. But my phone will go if we have any storms or tornado warnings close to here. My phone will go off. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it, but it will definitely be very loud in my earpiece. All right. Get caught up. Okay, so Matahari Bling says that being stuck in top chat is a known problem right now. So it's not just my channel. Thank goodness. Not, stupid freaking YouTube stuff, I guess. All right. Get caught up. Oh, PJ's making fraudulent tardy slips. Oh goodness. JP says he was hacked on Facebook. Someone was trying to mess with releases and royalties, and now they think I'm a clone. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's not. Bling says not just my channel. There are quite a few stuck in top chat and Dago's channel too. Okay, so evidently, like I said, it's a YouTube. It's a YouTube problem. All right. Let me see if the article is loaded. No, it is not. Come on. Let's see if I can get it. Get it to load again. I might have to redo the might have to redo the or do another. Close it out and do another tab. So JP says his only YouTube is his only outlet besides Twitter, Discord, and Instagram. I have Discord. I am very rarely on it. Everybody else who is on my Discord channel is on there a lot more than I am. So I think anybody who posts on my Discord, thank you very much. I do not have Twitter. I used to have Instagram when I was making and selling my jewelry, but I closed my Etsy shop down because with my arthritis in my hands, it's I can only do jewelry just every once in a while before my hands start hurting so bad. Plus my eyes are getting bad. So between the eyes and the arthritis in the hands, it's kind of hard to get my jewelry making done. Bling oh, where'd it go? It disappeared. There it is. Bling says YouTube told mom they are aware of the issue and are working on it. She got after them on Twitter. Yes, Sunshine is wonderful. Yes, Sunday, I do have Discord. I have a link. Oh, I don't know. I might not have. If somebody can grab my Discord link and throw it in chat. Yeah, I do have a Discord. Like I said, I very rarely get on it. But other people that are members post lots of great stuff there. Absolutely. Yes. Dandy says Sunshine is an awesome human. Yes, she is. Thank you, Dandy. Dandy says I'll go get it. I'm assuming she's talking about the Discord link. All right, so the article regarding Mr. Henry here, Mr. Baltimore, it is from May of 2022. Says what happened to Henry, Michigan State University's first black drum major, disappeared 49 years ago. Unreal how long it has been. So Henry Louis Baltimore Jr. disappeared 49 years ago, just days before he was scheduled to testify against a man who robbed him at firearm pew point. He was an honor student at Michigan State University. He was one of the band's first known black drum majors. He was robbed at gunpoint in his apartment on March 3rd, 1973. He did file a police report, like I said earlier, with police 10 days. Now it disappeared again. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a night. It's going to turn into a dumpster fire. It was up there and now it's reloading again. Thank you. Yep, there is my Discord link. Thank you, Dandy. Well, once again, I'm waiting for the article to come up. Oh my goodness. Yes, Chris said, PJ, you are a true friend and that's all that matters. Absolutely. Miss PJ is a wonderful human being. Oh my goodness, come on. All right, it's coming back. It's coming back, maybe. All right. Sorry, I'm trying not to slurp on my drink too much. Okay, so let's see if we can make it through this without it disappearing again. All right, let's see where we're at. So Henry did file a police report 10 days after the robbery and named Royale Davis, 22 of Flint, as one of two men who robbed him. Davis, as we discussed earlier, was charged with armed robbery. He was arrested in Flint within a month of the robbery. Police say that Davis was out on bond and stopped by. He was close to Henry's apartment before the arraignment, possibly threatening Henry. Ingham County Sheriff Scott Rigglesworth said in a documentary that he believes that, like we talked about earlier, that Henry was actually scared to testify. Henry's roommate Paul said that the stolen goods had been returned to Henry in return for a promise. Okay, so apparently, let me read this, make sure I'm reading it right. Henry's roommate said that the stolen goods had been returned to Henry in return for a promise that Henry would not testify at Davis's preliminary exam, which would then have caused the case against Davis to be dismissed. And that is according to the state news. I don't know if that's a local news affiliate. The state news reported on June 20th, 1973. Once again, it disappeared. Oh my goodness. It's going to make me bring out the Bling says she's in somewhere. Yeah, Miss PJ says the internet has been weird lately. It's my farm signal. Although I have 3 bars, so I don't know what is going on. Let me go over here and see. StreamYard is actually working. I just can't get the. Miss PJ says very slow. My live the other day was frustrating. It was slow. Yeah, it's just these articles. It comes up, and like I said, I was right in the middle of reading it, and it disappeared. JP says he has been weird lately. I'm weird all the time. Yeah, I'm not even. Sometimes I will attempt to do a screen share, but only if because I can only do it through my laptop, and depends on how my farm signal is. Yeah. Miss PJ said Sunday doodles. You make me want ice cream. Oh, I so want ice cream, but I'm lactose intolerant now, apparently in my old age. So yes, that is what the general theory is. Bling said, so this man ran away so he would not have to testify. Apparently so. Oh, you're talking about Discord. Okay, maybe Monahari Bling was talking about being in Discord. Yeah, so apparently, Mr. Baltimore Henry was, now who knows what this Roy Davis said to him, threatened him. I think he did threaten to take Henry's life if he testified. So yeah, not good at all. All right, I'm gonna have to go back to my sorry, I'm trying to get the timestamp. Okay. Yes, Standy says, welcome to Discord. Absolutely. Vid says, wonder where this Davis person is today. Apparently, they do not know where he's at. I believe, according to, they said I think the Charley Information Project said as of 2020, they were pretty sure that Davis was still alive, but I don't think they knew where he was or is. All right, so it's trying to come up again. Now JP is talking about chocolate. Oh, I still have Halloween candy left over. I do want some chocolate too, but I do not need it. Oh, I've Miss Ange says, Southern Gal, you're so not old. I feel like it sometimes. I feel like it. My mind is young, but my body is like, nope, sister, you're not doing that. Whatever comes into your mind, just don't even do it. Don't even think about it. JP says, Hershey's is my enemy. Mine too. I am addicted to Hershey's chocolate. JP says, I can mail you some. No guarantees that it won't be slushed by the time he gets there. Paula says she was going to bed early. Election day is tomorrow. Yep. I'm going to go with a friend in the morning. Oh, yeah, that SNL special starts at 10. They always have a good special. Oh, well, JP says Kit Kats hate me. I love Kit Kats. Sunday says she's gonna get some ice cream. All right, guys. Well, I don't think the rest of this article, this is not loading. So we will go on to the next, but I think it was just basically maybe some interviews with the try one more time, some interviews maybe with the detectives. I don't think I had any interviews with the family members. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Yes, Danny makes a point. She says, I'll never understand how we can identify a tourist in less than an hour, but not find a missing person sometimes ever. That is a good point. Absolutely. All right, I'm just going to give up on that one. Hopefully the Charley Project information will come up on the next one, which should be Brittany Beers. So we'll see how long it takes for it to come up. Bling says her oldest is so happy to get to vote for the first time. My youngest is mad because he turns 18 on the 8th. JP says he was going to record tonight, but he got lazy. Now I'm here. Well, we're glad to have you here. We're glad to have you here. All right. So Charley Project actually came up. And I think I have 3 out of the 6 that I'm featuring tonight are children. So this is Brittany Ann Beers. Brittany went missing on September 16th, 1997 from Sturgis, Michigan. Excuse me. She was just 6 years old when she went missing. She'll be, 33 years old today. At the time she went missing, she was 4 foot tall, 45 pounds. She was last seen wearing a white tank top or t-shirt with a floral design, pink tie-dyed shorts, and white sneakers with a pink design on the sides. And it says her shoelaces had a red stripe down the center. She has blonde hair and blue eyes. She was missing her 4 upper baby teeth at the time of her disappearance. And it says she often wore her hair pulled back into a ponytail. So Brittany was playing outside of her family's residence at the Village Manor Apartments during the evening hours of September 16th, 1997. She had went out to ride her bicycle at approximately 7:30 p.m. Brittany's mother, Tina, had left to run errands at approximately 8:30 p.m. At that time when she left, she saw Brittany riding her bicycle around the neighborhood. Brittany's half-brother, and I don't know if it tells how old he was, but Brittany's half-brother told authorities that he saw Brittany sitting on a bench about 5 minutes after their mother left to go run errands. A witness told investigators that he saw Brittany speaking to an unidentified male driving a red or brown mid-sized vehicle shortly thereafter. The witness said Brittany walked over to the witness and told him that she, quote, made a new friend. That is horrifyingly scary. And after that, Brittany has never been seen again. So Brittany's mother returned home at approximately 9:05 p.m. She asked Brittany's brother to go out and find Brittany. The authorities were called when Brittany could not be located near the apartment complex, which is located on US 12, which is a major thoroughfare through Sturgis. So that is even more scary, that if somebody most likely did snatch her, a major thoroughfare, snatch her, get her in the car, be on the highway, freeway, whatever, and be gone. It's just absolutely terrifying. I lost my place. So Brittany's bicycle was discovered abandoned shortly after she was last seen, and it does not say where the bicycle was found at, if it was close to the house or just somewhere in the neighborhood. And sketches of the unidentified man seen speaking to Brittany were distributed through the area in the days following her disappearance. The smaller picture on the top is one of the sketches, or I think it's the only sketch that was included in the Charley Project. In It is not known if this man is connected to the case. He was in his late 20s or early 30s with short dark hair, a thick mustache, and he was driving either a mid-sized red car or a brown Renault. I guess I'm pronouncing that right, Renault. Police are still looking for this man. He is not being called a suspect, but he is being called a witness whom they would like to question. So after Brittany disappeared, Michigan courts did remove her older brother and younger sister from the family's home in 1998 after allegations of child harm in the physical and the SA way and neglect issues. Brittany's father, Raymond Beers, his brother James Beers, and Kevin Folsom, who was the father of one of Brittany's half brothers, were allegedly involved in the SA of the children. Folsom was imprisoned for SAing Brittany, but he was released in 2008. Brittany's case received more publicity in 2000 after the arrest of a St. Clair Shores, Michigan man who did have CSAM on his computer. It says one of the victims did resemble Brittany, but it was later determined not to be Brittany. In 2015, police named Daniel Furlong as a person of interest in Brittany's abduction. Apparently, he abducted, SA'd, and strangled an 11-year-old girl named Jodi Perrick in 2007. The homicide was not solved until 2015, after he abducted a 10-year-old girl who she managed to escape from him. And after he became a suspect in that child's abduction, he provided a DNA sample which linked him to Jodi Perrick's homicide. He did confess to the homicide. He pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison. He stated that he had picked up Jodi Perrick at random and that he had intended to take her life after he did God knows what he was going to do with her. So if you look at the sketch that's on the top, and that is Daniel Furlong, the picture on the bottom, it says Furlong does bear a striking resemblance to the sketch of the man seen with Brittany prior to her disappearance. His known crimes were similar to Brittany's disappearance. And Jodi, now it doesn't have a picture of Jodi. It says Jodi closely resembled Brittany. He has maintained his innocence, of course, in Brittany's case, but he remains one of the few persons of interest, and Brittany's case remains open and unsolved. So there's a lot of information to take in, lots of important information. So if you have any information on Brittany's case, you can call the Sturgis Police Department at 269-651-3231. Let me see if the article about Brittany will load. We will see. Sorry about the slurping on the it's trying to load. Let me see. You caught up with your comments while I'm waiting to see if it's going to load. Okay, back to where I was at. Still talking about chocolate. Oh no, that's when we were talking about chocolate earlier. So JP has a craving for chats, apparently. Excellent. Chris says he is very familiar with Brittany Beers' case because he has looked at it before. Excellent. Excellent. There's Miss Peggy. Haven't seen you in a while, ma'am. She says, I'm late, starting from the beginning. Welcome, welcome, Miss Peggy. Good to have you here. I was thinking about you the other day. I hadn't seen you in a while. Absolutely. Poor baby. Absolutely. Daddy says she does love dark chocolate. I cannot eat, and I know dark chocolate is actually, from everything I've read and heard, it's supposed to be good for you. It does something. I don't know what, but it's too bitter for me. It's too bitter. Mm, uh, John Paul says he used to own a Renault. I hope I'm not pronouncing that right. Alliance. They use them as taxis in Europe. That's good to know. Yeah, Miss Paula says the sketch looks nothing like the guy on the bottom. He has the mustache, but not the beard. That's true, but he could have shaved the beard, and uh, the sketch was made in weird as should disappear. Oh goodness. Now I lost my StreamYard again. I don't know how long after he would have been younger, maybe, if I'm reading everything right. Oh my goodness, trying to get my articles loading. To me, when I looked at it, and I can't, it's too small on my phone, but I remember when I looked at it, comparing them, to me, the nose and the shape of the mouth look similar, maybe the eyes a little bit. But I see what you're saying, Miss Paula. JP says the sketch is horrible. Yeah. Some of them, I see some sketches that are very, very, very good, and then some that are, I mean, I could draw better. um, Welcome, Mark Schumann, a new name here. Good to have you here, Mark. Mark says, I just got here and heard the guy took the life of another little girl. Yes. Were there any other connection to Brittany Beers? Not. The only thing they said in the information that we have, or that I have from Charley Project, and then this article actually did come up, was that this Daniel Furlong, his crimes were very similar to Brittany's, to what happened to Brittany, or what they think happened to Brittany. One of the little girls, I don't know if it was the one that got away or the one that he took the life of, they said resembled Brittany very closely. So that is why he was apparently a person of interest in this case. But welcome, Mark, once again. Good to have you here. If you want to let us know how you found us, you can. If not, that is fine. However you found us, we are grateful that you are here. See, I'm gonna have to look up to see what the Renault vid says. Ange says the Renault was a cute car. Is it a bigger car or a smaller car? I might have to look it up. I've heard of it, but I can't remember what it can't remember at this moment what it looks like. JP says maybe they should have used Crayola for that sketch. Oh, if I could afford them all the time, I love Dove chocolate. Because I call Hershey's like the poor person like me's Dove. But yes, I think I've actually eaten the Dove dark chocolate, but I love milk chocolate. Gotta have that sweetness. I don't need any of it at all, but let's see, get caught up, and then there is our Miranda Lee. Hello, Miranda. Good to have you here, my dear. Always good to have Miranda here. Welcome, welcome. I don't know. Okay. See if I can get back into StreamYard, and my article came up. So I think this article that goes along with Brittany's case is just about this Daniel Furlong. The article is from January of 2016, and it says new information as persons of interest emerge in Brittany Beers' case. So it says there is as of 2016, it says there is new information in the case of missing 6-year-old Brittany Beers. News Channel 3 spoke to Sturgis police on Friday about an important lead they're digging into and what happened during a polygraph test of Daniel Furlong. So apparently, either he took it or he didn't take it. Either he refused to take it or he took it and didn't pass it. But we all know, obviously, polygraph tests, lie detector tests are not that reliable, and they are not admissible in court. But it is, law enforcement do like to use it to kind of get a feel for a person. So as part of Daniel Furlong's plea deal, in exchange for admitting that he took the life of Jodi Perrick, Furlong was given immunity if he agreed to take a lie detector test on another case, or on other outstanding cases, including Brittany Beers. Sturgis police told News Channel 3 that they think Furlong may have lied while taking the test. In 1997, Director of Sturgis Public Safety Jeffrey Smith was working the night of September 16th, the same day that 6-year-old Brittany Beers went missing. And ever since then, he has kept a picture of her on his desk. He says, "This case is personal for me." Right before Christmas, Daniel Furlong took a polygraph. He was asked questions about Brittany's disappearance. The public safety director, Smith, says, "I can tell you," he said, "he didn't have anything to do with Beers, but I'm not comfortable with that answer." So I don't know he didn't elaborate on what he wasn't comfortable about, but maybe he has that gut instinct, that law enforcement instinct feeling. Director Smith would not reveal if Furlong passed the test, but says that his body language and statements he made gave him a bad gut feeling, just like I said. Sturgis police say right now the only connection Furlong had to the Beers family was at the Montville Speedway. Speedway owner Merle Holden tells us, the site I'm reading from, that Daniel Furlong's wife, worked at the concession stand, and Brittany's father, Ray, raced there for many years. So that is the connection. Smith says, "Ray told me that he thought his half-brother James took the life of Brittany." So that was going back to we said the 3 people earlier that were charged. The 2 remaining children were taken out of the household because there were 3 individuals, 2 half brothers and somebody else, that were suspected of SA. So I'm assuming that is one of the half brothers that he is talking about. So it says, ironically, Jodi Perrick's grandfather, Tom Pearson, also worked there, and he did know Daniel Furlong. So there's another connection to Jodi Perrick. I think Pearson said, "I think after he realized I was Jodi's grandpa, he quit talking to me." Right now, as of 2016, Sturgis police tell us there are 2 persons of interest in Brittany's case: Furlong and another person whom they are not currently commenting or naming publicly. As of 2016, Sturgis police say they are not done questioning Furlong about Brittany, but that he cannot be forced to take a second polygraph test. And it says that at that time, Furlong was expected to be sentenced for second-degree homicide for the homicide of Jodi Perrick. So it'll be interesting to know. I'm wondering if this other second person of interest is one of the half-brothers. Possible. All right, let me get into your comments. Get back down to where I was at. You talking about the Renault? It's going to come up. Yeah, JP says it's a tiny car. I like small cars. Vid, it was saying, said it's a smaller car. Looky here. Miss Miranda Lee has been a member for 6 months. She says, love Southern Gal True Crime. Thanks for 6 great months. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all your support. Miranda, I believe, was my very first member when I was eligible to open up memberships. I believe she was the first or one of the first. So guess what? If I can get it to work, you know what you get. Let me find it. There it is. There is Miranda's Mukau for all her amazing support. Thank you so much, Miss Miranda. Oh, what can you not click on, JP? Did I miss something? Oh, everything just jumped on me. JP was saying something about he couldn't click on something. Where did it go? Now I'm way back down to. Okay, there we go. Okay. Don't know what happened. JP can't click on something. That's okay, Miranda. Yeah, I said earlier, I know a lot of creators were going live tonight with updates on Delphi, which is understandable. After I get done with this live tonight, I will probably get on the YouTube and oh my goodness, I got the ball game going on. If you see me looking, I got the Chiefs and the Tampa Bay game going, and Tampa Bay is winning. That's not good. They're beating my Chiefs right now, 14-10. But anyway, yeah. So tonight, after I get off of here, I will probably get on YouTube and try to get caught up with the Delphi case, everything that's been going on with the trial. Excellent. Mark says, I think if I remember right, I just came across your channel while looking at missing persons cases in different states. Thank you so much. We are so glad that you found us. We are absolutely overjoyed to have you here. I always love to have new people. So JP says Renaults became racing cars after the taxi era. They are known to be small, light, and quick. I watch drag racing. I love drag racing. Can't watch the NASCAR so much. I just can't watch them going around in a circle. I'm a drag racing fan. Always have been. Our whole family is drag racing fans. My dad, back in the when he was young, back in the 60s, 70s, he could. I call him a shade tree mechanic, just like he passed it on to my baby brother. But they are more than shade tree mechanics. They could be professional mechanics. But yeah, my dad liked to do some of the illegal drag racing down the road, on the back roads here in the country. So I know about fast cars. I like me some classic cars, some muscle cars. Yes, I've got to get over it. Miss Peggy says she was late because she was watching a Delphi recap for today's trial. I am so many days behind because I've been watching what Mr. Steve has been posting his analysis, especially of the crime scene stuff, and then I've been watching Lawyer Lee. She's been doing a very good recap. She's not biased in any way. She gives, both sides as far as, and that's the first time I'd ever watched her channel. Is when I started watching her Delphi recaps, and I really enjoy her so far. And I think I made it through one of them last night, and made it through all of one of hers last night, and then a half of one before I ended up falling asleep. So I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the one that I fell asleep on. Yes, absolutely. JP says smash the like button. Absolutely. Sunday says that she thinks the sketch looks like the guy. Yeah, like I said, now that I got my computer up, to me the nose definitely, and the shape of the mouth, maybe the eyes. To me, that I can see some similarities, most definitely. Yep, that is the question. Oh, it's going to come up. JP says, what is it with these wackos taking the little kids? It's because they're, like you said, they are sick wackos. Because they get enjoyment out of it. It enjoys them. It entertains them. It brings them entertainment, joy, whatever feeling they get from it. That's what it, because whenever people talk about trying to, get into the minds of predators or get into the minds of serial offenders, I've heard more than one, professional say, usually there's no, it's just because they enjoy it. They enjoy doing it. They want to do it. They like whatever feeling they get when they do it. And it's just as simple as that. As simple as that. Yes, it would have been Brittany's, I believe, half brother, because she had one half brother, and then they had, it was a little bit confusing. There's some half brothers going on because one half brother lived there, because it said that the mom, when she got back from running the errands, she sent the one half brother to go out and look for Brittany. They couldn't find her, and then later on down in the information, it said that after Brittany disappeared, an older sibling and a younger sibling were removed from the house because of these allegations and suspicions of these one or two half brothers, and then another person, possible SA and neglect going on. So not a good situation. Oh, things are jumping on me. Oh, you're gonna have to put oh, come up. Oh, Bling says, oh my God, you guys, Barb and her nephew just finished the Timmy's Legacy YouTube channel. Yes, I forgot to mention, I read the post about the YouTube channel. Chris, can I send it to you and have you put it in the chat? Yeah, anybody with a wrench can put it in the chat. Chris has got a wrench. I don't know if Dandy's still here. She's got a wrench. Viet, I need to give you a wrench. And Matahari, I need to give you, you gals wrenches. I would do it now. Let me see if perchance, perhaps, I might can go over without crashing everything and get YouTube side to come up. That way I can give you guys wrenches. Oh, Dandy says she was working on it. Check some else comments while Everybody's talking about the moo cow. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'm gonna throw everybody duck. I'm gonna be Dave and start throwing wrenches around. If I can get it to come up. Yes, Sunday says that odd mouth is distinguishing. Yes, Miss Miranda was the first member, absolutely. Everybody's mooing. Miss Ange is mooing. Thank you. Sunday says Chiefs. Yes, right now, oh dang, now it is 17-10, the Bucks. And there's 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Don't know what's wrong with the Chiefs. They're gonna have to pull it out. Thank you. Dandy says go Chiefs. Thank you, thank you. Oh, we got a traitor here. Chris says go Bucks. No, that's fine. I'll never down anybody for their choice of what teams they like. Okay. 1 minute. I'm still trying to get in. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. Yes, Miranda says we need a break from Delphi, to be honest. Yes, that's why I watch just the updates from the trial. What is all this mess popping up? Thank you. Chris said he subscribed to Timmy's Legacy. Dandy says she is disappointed in. I'm behind in Delphi. I'm disappointed in it so far. Not in any hurry. Yeah. Yes. Miranda says the sketch looks like a younger version of the photo. Yes, because I think that the photo of Daniel Furlong was probably years and years after that sketch was made. Okay, so start dodging wrenches. Let me find. Well. Let me find you guys in the chat, because I have to do it on the YouTube side. I can't do it on the StreamYard side. Okay, there's vid. Come on. Add as a moderator. All right. Miss Ange, vid inquiries. You should have a link. A wrench. And who else did I say I was going to give one to? Oh, Matahari Bling. Okay. Hold on, Bling. Yours is coming. It's taking its sweet time, but it's coming. Oh my goodness. Why are you not coming up? It's being slow. There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay. It is moderator. Is you moderator? There we go. All right. Miss Bling, you now have a wrench. And Miss Miss Ange, Vid Inquiries has a wrench. All righty. You ladies have wrenches, so you can throw in links. Thank you so much. All right, let me get back to make sure I didn't. There we go. Oh goodness, there we go. Okay. All right, let me get back down to where I was at in the chat. Well, 9/11. So it should. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So Miranda had said the sketch looks like a younger version of the photo. I agree. Yes. Vid says sick wackos indeed. Absolutely. Yes, I do. I agree with you there, Miranda. Absolutely. Mark agrees. Yeah, I try to avoid the circus. I just try to get the what's been going on in the the trial as far as testimony and things of that nature. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There is the link to Timmy's Legacy. And I will, oh shoot, I don't think I can pin it from here. I will add that to all my video and live stream descriptions. And if somebody who's friends with me on Facebook, Chris, I know you are, message me that link if you can, because for some reason when I go back and watch the live stream, sometimes the live chat will come up, sometimes it won't. So if somebody can just throw me that link in Messenger, so I can go and subscribe. Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Dandy. Yeah, Miss Andrews says the way the Delphi trial seems to be going is making me sick. Yeah, there's some people or professionals out there. I think I don't want to put words in his mouth, but some are saying that it could end up being a hung jury. You are most welcome. I'll turn my camera on. You are most welcome, Miss Barbara. Absolutely. You know we would do anything and everything for you. Absolutely. Miss Barbara is a rock star. Miss Lisa Joe made it. Hey, Miss Lisa Joe, glad you could make it. Always good to have you here. Yes, we were throwing wrenches. I was throwing wrenches around. I was throwing wrenches like Dave usually does, and I think everybody on it. And also, if somebody can throw in Al on the Prowl, our Dave's channel, please do check out Dave. He is magnificent. He does one true crime, weekend true crime, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, depending on how you want to look at it. So you have to be a night owl or an early bird to catch him live, but definitely catch replay. He does a magnificent job. But I think everybody who has ever comes into Dave's chat has a wrench. So I'm playing Dave and I'm throwing wrenches around. All right, let me get caught up so we can get going. In hour 20, that's not bad. We're doing good. Absolutely, Blaine. You're more than welcome. Absolutely. Don't be crying. You'll have me crying. We'll all be crying. It'll be anarchy. Yes, it does sound like a threat. I'm going to give you the wrench. You're going to get the wrench. Yes, that is true, Miss Lisa Joe. I can give you a wrench if you want a wrench. That way you can throw in links. Let me hold on one second. Let me get my YouTube back up. I'll get caught up in your comments while I'm waiting for it to come up. Yeah, sounds like a Gen Xer. Dandy says if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. God, I hated dodgeball. I always got hit in the head. Yeah, no, you're not being rude. Miss Ann says, I hate to be rude, but I think I've purposely not been watching videos on Delphi because it's making me sad. Absolutely. It just doesn't seem to be going in the way of justice for Libby and Abby. Yeah, we'll just hope that, like I said, I'm still way behind. I'm probably, as far as getting caught up on the day-to-day, what's going on in the trial, I'm maybe still on day 4 or 5, and I don't even know what day it's on now. So, but apparently the prosecution has finally got into actually talking about Richard Allen, but they have to lay the foundation of the the crime and the scene and the autopsies and all that before they can say, okay, this is possibly how he is connected. Things, you know. I'm not a legal expert. I just like to listen to them. Dandy says she's a cornball. Apologies. No need to apologize. Yes, I'm throwing wrenches. I'm gonna throw if I can get YouTube to come up, I'm gonna throw Miss Lisa a wrench. Oh, hold on, let me see. Okay. Notification came up. I was making sure it wasn't a storm warning. Okay, so that is what MAP stand for. I was not familiar with that either. That is good to know. It's to legalize. Oh no. We don't need no legalization of that crap. Oh, lordy lordy. Hey, Miss Heather Brown, good to have you here. Speaking of Dave's night owls. And I fell asleep once again. I wasn't feeling good the night, Saturday night, Sunday morning when Dave had his live. I haven't been, it's probably been a month or so since I've been there. No trolls tonight so far. We don't usually have a back to you, ma'am. Back to you, beautiful lady. We don't have a trouble with trolls here. We just had one little incident the other night, but thank you very much, Miss Ange. Put in Dave's Out on the Prowse link. Please do sub up to him. Check him out. All right, we're getting there. I'm almost there. Trying to multitask, and then we'll get back to the missing. The reason that we are here. Oh, it'll be anarchy. Miss Ange says she loves all the lines from that movie, The Breakfast Club. I can sit. None of my family members or friends will watch The Breakfast Club or any of those Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, any John Hughes movie or any of those 80s movies. Lost Boys will not watch them with me because I will sit and literally say every line of the whole thing, and they're like, "Shut up and let us watch the movie." But that's what happens when you watch movies, 100 times or more. Miss Barb has had a Saturday night date. Uh-oh, what are you talking about? What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, Miss Barb says the text talking is not working for her tonight. Okay, hold on. I'm almost there to get, once I get chat to come up, to get Miss Lisa Joe a wrench. Hello, Miss Doris. Yeah, I kind of get that impression too, Dandy. Nan says she's hiding so she doesn't get a wrench. I know. I don't. If nobody wants a wrench, no. If you don't want a wrench, you don't have to have a wrench. But if anybody here that wants a wrench, that knows how that can help throw in links, absolutely. Okay. There is Miss Lisa Joe, and add as moderator. All right, Miss Lisa Joe, you should have a wrench now, ma'am. Congratulations. You're part of the little horse and pony show here. All right, let me get this back up. Okay. See where I'm at. 9:26. Oh, just trying to get I was reading comments on my phone while I was on the YouTube side. Let's see. I'm just trying to get caught up, guys. Thank you very much, Miss Ange. Put in there is Dave's Out on the Prowls link. Go sub up. If somebody can throw Arctic's link in there, Mom's Mind of Monsters, True Crime Web, Truth and Justice Channel, Cold Truth, all our friends, or you can always go to the homepage of my channel and scroll down to where it says visit our friends below. All the links are listed there for all the channels. Absolutely do check all them out. There are trusted friends that are in it for the right reasons. No tragedy pimping, you know. So that is who we endorse around here. All right. I think I'm just about caught up. Yes, I agree. Daddy said Matt's people need to be sent to Snake Island, a very real place. Yes, I think we've had a discussion about Snake Island before. Yep. Oh my goodness, everything just jumped. Hold on, a whole bunch of comments just popped up. Okay. Everything jumped on me. Yes, Dave, Heather Dave's channel is up there. There's Mr. Dean Johnson. Says talk about trolls. You'll get one. You're not a troll, Dean. Dean's another one of our night owls. I always see Dean on whatever I'm there on a late night with Dave, along with Miss Heather. Good to have you here, Dean. Miss Lisa Josh says she loves those movies. Absolutely. I love 80s movies. Anything done by John Hughes. Love them. Heather says Dean is the biggest troll of all. But he's a good troll. He's a good troll. Miss Ange from Vid Inquiry says now she wants to watch those movies with me. She says, I can picture both of us yelling the lines out loud at the same time. Thank you. My family hates it when I do that. Yes, Miss Nan says I love watching the same things over and over. It's comforting. Yes, I have you always heard of like comfort foods. I have my comfort movies, go-to movies that if I'm just in a mood, I'll just put on a certain, have a list of movies that I'll put on and just watch it. Makes me feel better. So Miss Doris says she would like to have a wrench, and Heather says she wants a wrench. I can make that happen. Let me get caught up. We have got to get back to these. Thank you very much, Dandy. There is Arctic's link. Wait, is that Arctic? Oh yeah, she put it in. Dandy and Miss Ange both put them in. That's fine. Yes, Lisa can play. Yeah, Lisa can play Whack-A-Troll. Yes, definitely put in True Crime Web. Yep, there's a True Crime Web. There is Sunshine, Mind of Monsters, and I believe she is helping also with Timmy's Legacy Foundation, if I remember correctly, because I said they had named their board of directors. That's all right. If y'all put in the same links, that's perfectly fine. Dean wants to know who is the guy on the poster. Okay, so you're talking about this is a possible suspect. His name is Dean Furlong. No, Daniel Furlong. He is a suspect in Brittany Beers case because he did take the life of another little girl, and he kidnapped another little girl and was going to do the same thing, but thankfully she managed to get away. He was arrested, convicted on the homicide of the one little girl and the attempted, or the kidnapping, whatever, of the girl. They say that his crimes are very similar to what they think happened to Brittany. And the sketch right above is a sketch of somebody that was seen with Brittany when she disappeared. And they say that this Daniel Furlong looks very similar to the sketch. So that is the connection. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, Heather, we don't have reading me. We don't have trouble with trolls here. Hey there. Speaking of Arctic's ears must have been burning. Hey, my friend, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Yes, Dean, the sketch is, I agree, it is very similar, in my opinion. Arctic, I hope you're doing okay with all the storms that that's been going on over your way in your part of Arkansas. Oh goodness, it's okay. I know you were somewhere else. He says, "Sorry, I'm late. My ADHD read her name is Brittany Ann Spears. No, it's not Brittany Spears. Brittany Beers. Uh, trying to get caught up. And then we will move on. Okay. Did I have a? Okay, so I read the article about him with Brittany's case. Okay, so next, another baby, Nikole Betterson. Let me get her information. I should have already had it. Should have already had it loading. Just checking. Guys, don't let me forget. And at the end, I will throw some more wrenches. Miss Doris said, or while I'm waiting for this to load, Miss Doris says she wanted a wrench, and Heather wants a wrench. Yeah, oops, we did it again. Don't get that song stuck in my head. Just getting caught up on my phone because nothing's loading right now. It's taking its sweet time. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Just making sure. Thank you very much, Dandy's putting in some of my links if you would like to donate to help support the channel. Anything that's donated goes right back into the channel to help pay for my cheapest basic plan of StreamYard that I have, my cheapest basic video editor that I pay for. So it goes all back into the channel. Okay, I think I'm caught up in comments. Okay, so this is Nikole Betterson. Nikole went missing on December 1st, 1977 from Dearborn, Michigan. She is a biracial black-white female. She was just 2 years old when she went missing. Her height and weight were unknown. She has brown hair. So this is a very strange one. So Nikole's mother, Susan Klingel, was killed in a car accident in September of 1977. Excuse me. Nikole and her father, Jarrett Betterson, were also in the accident, but they were not seriously injured. Jarrett and Klingel, the mother, never married, and shortly after she passed away, he began dating another woman. So the Susan Klingel's parents, the mother of Nikole, her parents last saw Nikole around Christmas time in 1977. Jarrett, the father, announced that he and his new girlfriend, whose name was Barbara, were moving they said, west. There were conflicting accounts as to whether they intended to go to California, Las Vegas. And after that, the Klingels, the mother, Nikole's mother's parents, never heard from any of them again. So in 1997, the Klingels hired a private investigator who tried to locate Nikole. The investigator did find Jarrett and Barbara, who were now married. It says they were living in poverty and poor health in Las Vegas, but there was no trace of Nikole with them. There was no paper trail for her whatsoever, except her Social Security orphans benefits, which her father picked up every month until Nikole turned 18. So, make of that what you will. The private investigator contacted the Las Vegas PD, which opened an investigation. They checked school, court, police, licensure, and adoption records. Their investigation turned up no evidence that Nikole was alive after she left Michigan. In November of 1997, a Las Vegas police detective visited Jarrett, who was her father. He lied, claiming that he knew what happened to Nikole and promised. Okay, no, hold on, back up. So this police detective that visited Nikole's father, he lied. So he apparently told the father that he knew what happened to Nikole, and he promised Jarrett and Barbara, his new wife, leniency if Jarrett told the whole story. So this is a tactic that police are allowed to use. They are allowed to lie, basically. So he said, "Hey, we know what happened. Just tell us the story. Tell us what you did to Nikole, and we'll give you leniency." So Jarrett apparently promised to contact the detective within a short time and confess what happened to Nikole. 10 days later, he called the detective and he asked for more time before he came in to make this confession. Jarrett never contacted the police again after that, and he ended up GSWing his wife and then himself. So he took himself and his wife, he took them out, both of them. So before her passing, Barbara, which was his new wife, mailed a letter to Nikole's grandmother asking for forgiveness. Quote, "All the wounds we have put in your hearts with our tragic and youthful blunders," end quote. And she included a money order for $900 to pay for her and Jarrett's cremations. So Jarrett and Barbara's passings did stall the investigation into Nikole's disappearance. As you know, without their involvement, authorities have no evidence that a crime was even committed. Obviously, foul play is suspected in Nikole's case, and it remains unsolved. So this one, in my opinion, this kind of pretty much cut and dried for me. But if you have any information, you can call the Las Vegas Police Department at 702-229-3111. And let me see if I can get the article to come up for hers. Turn my cam off for a minute while I'm reading this. Oh, it came right up. So this article is from June 15th, 1998. So about 21 years after this. It says a double self-harm deepens 20-year mystery of vanished toddler. The detective was bluffing, but Jarrett Betterson didn't know it. His wife, Barbara, stood behind him as he opened the door a crack and stammered responses to questions about a bouncing, bubbly 2-year-old they had left Michigan with 20 years ago. Detective Jeff Rosgen says, I know what happened to your daughter. It will be easier on you if you tell us the whole story. Betterson was shaken. He promised to get back to the detective in a week or so. He shut the door to the apartment, trembling as he sank back into his motorized wheelchair. Then he and his wife went about their final task. The handwritten letter was as polite as it was chilling. When Joni Betterson retrieved it from the mailbox at her Georgia home, it was the first she had heard from her son and daughter-in-law in more than 20 years. Barbara Betterson had written, by the time you get this, we should be unalive. Jarrett is about to go to jail, and I don't want to live without him. I'm sorry about living apart from our family. I'm sorry about so many things. We have had a sad and difficult life. Inside the envelope was a money order for $900 that Jarrett and Barbara had managed to scrape together to pay for their cremation. And Barbara Betterson asked that their ashes be placed in the same urn. When their bodies were found a few days before Christmas, Barbara was clutching a Bible and a wilted red rose. There was no note in the apartment, just an apologetic note on the refrigerator to their apartment manager asking him to, quote, forgive us for having to deal with the mess we left. No mention was made of a daughter of Nikole, who would, it says 22 at the time of this writing, but older now. It says it was Labor Day weekend, 1977, and Jarrett Betterson was at the wheel when the car he was riding. So this is everything we went over earlier about the accident. Jarrett and Susan never married. Jarrett had the new girlfriend, Barbara, and the two had plans to take Nikole with them to start a new life out west. Barbara promised Susan's parents just before leaving Dearborn, Michigan. She says, I'll be a good mother to Nikole. She will be well taken care of. Yeah, I don't think that turned out quite the way. Bill and Mary Kringle cried as they said goodbye to their 2-year-old granddaughter. Jarrett and Barbara did not say where they were going. He told some friends they were headed toward Las Vegas, and someone else said they were on their way to California. The Klingles had lost their daughter, which was Nikole's mother, who was killed in that car crash. And they were now losing their granddaughter. All they had left were pictures of a smiling little girl in a red and white dress with a ribbon in her curly black hair. In one picture, Nikole is wearing a bonnet and holding a stuffed bunny while Jarrett prepares to give her a kiss. The Klingles were already at odds with Jarrett Betterson, who hadn't exactly been welcomed into the family. Jarrett was bitter, thinking the family rejected him because he was black. They thought he had lured his daughter into a lifestyle of substance use. And that's just their opinions. That says it didn't matter now. Jarrett and Barbara were leaving, and they were taking Nikole with them. It wasn't until 2 decades later that the Klingles, aging and looking for their sole heir, set about trying to contact their granddaughter. Nikole would now be an adult, they figured, able to decide whether she wanted to see her grandparents after all these years. A private investigator was hired, and it didn't take long to find the Bettersons living a meager existence in a part of Las Vegas far removed from the glittering casinos. There was no trace of Nikole. And once again, like we talked about earlier, records were searched. No evidence was found that she ever made it with her father to Las Vegas. It was as though Nikole Betterson, sometime in early 1978, had simply ceased to exist. Except in the eyes of the Social Security Administration. Until she turned 18, it kept sending her monthly survivor benefits, which goes to children whose parents have passed away. Jarrett faithfully picked the check up each month at a local post office, and we see this in so many cases. But usually it is in cases of when parents, elderly parents pass away and the children, either they passed away or the children do something to them, but they keep collecting the parents, like Social Security checks and things, SSI checks, things of that nature. The case wasn't one that Rosgan, the detective, really wanted. Missing persons is a busy enough beat, especially in a transient town like Las Vegas, without having to dig up a case now 2 decades old. But there was something about it that intrigued Rosgan when he got the call from private investigator Peggy Bezzy. Send me the file, he said, and I will look into it when I can. Bezzy had already searched school, adoption, and other records. Rosgan took it a step further, looking into family court archives, police records, and driver's license records. Still nothing. Like Bezzy, Rosgan could find no trace of Nikole after she left Michigan. Rosgan figured he had one chance. He would go to Jarrett Betterson and pretend he knew all about his daughter. So that's what we talked about earlier. He basically lied when he said, "Hey, we know what happened to Nikole. Just tell us what you did to her, and we'll give you leniency." And we know how that turned out. So it says, at first, homicide detectives treated the passings of the 49-year-old man and his 50-year-old wife as a homicide, self-harm. Declining health may have prompted the man to do what he did. In the apartment was a motorized wheelchair that Jarrett was forced to use because of injuries from a bus accident. A bathroom full of pills indicated that Barbara also had severe medical problems. They said it was a gruesome scene, even for hardened homicide detectives. We won't go into the gory details. So Barbara said in her final letter to Jarrett's mother, "We had hoped our troubles would never touch our families, so we kept to ourselves. We've tried to follow God. Now it's about time for him to judge us." Oh, yeah. I firmly believe they were judged. It wasn't until 3 weeks later that their bodies were discovered by the apartment manager. And on the front door were several eviction notices for non-payment of rent. Um, the case was about to be closed when Roskin came back from vacation the day after Christmas to a flurry of phone messages. He called homicide. There's a twist to this one, he told Police Lieutenant Wayne Peterson. Roskin's visit with Jarrett Betterson had been more bluster than substance, but it was enough to put fear into the couple. So they're just going into, they were going to set up the meeting that he did not show up for. Seeing if there's any other information. This is a longer article than I thought it was. Police say Nikole could be alive somewhere. She could have been sold for substances or given away somewhere between Michigan and Las Vegas. She could have grown up with another family, another name, never knowing her past. More likely, police say, though, she is probably deceased. Perhaps she was fussing on the trip west and attempts to quiet her turned tragic. Perhaps Jarrett and Barbara panicked and buried her body in a remote grave. It says the body may already have been found. Cemeteries across the country contain graves with the remains of children that are never identified. That is so heartbreaking. Peterson would like to get DNA from the Klingels on the slim chance that it might provide a match if a body is found or someone comes forward who believes that she might be Nikole. Police fear, though, that Nikole's fate may never be known. Peterson says it may forever remain a mystery. The only people who can solve this mystery may be deceased. Their secret may have died with them. So this is just such a heartbreaking case. All right, that was a long article, so I know you guys got lots of comments. Let me, I don't even remember where I left off at. Just looking for Okay, I think I remember that comment. Or maybe not. Okay, excellent. Arctic says they have no damage where he is at. Excellent. Watch out tonight. It's supposed to be coming in your way tonight and then moving this way. Thank you once again. Dandy put in my donation links. Thank you, ma'am. Absolutely. It's always chill here. We are chill. This is a chill channel. Well, how does that work? Well, maybe some people come in. Heather says, again, I'd say to like, but there's more likes than people here at the moment. Hey, it could be some had to leave, some leave and come back, or they watch some and then they go back and watch the rest of it. I know, I noticed that. Yeah, StreamYard went up to 40. The cheapest plan went up to $45 a month. But I have to keep it. Unless I can find something else, I cannot figure out how to use that stupid OBS Streamlabs. I've tried and it just drives me crazy. So unless there's another streaming service out there that's cheaper than, because I have to have the cheapest paid plan for StreamYard, so I have enough hours to do the live streams and things of that nature. Because if you have a free plan, you only get so many hours a month, and I go way past them now. Yep, it does. Well, Dean says didn't know it costs to stream. Well, you can get a free plan, but like I said, if you use as many hours a month as I do now, I have to pay for the cheapest plan to have enough hours to use. Dean was asking Daddy if they had snow yet in Colorado. Yes, very, very bizarre. Yeah, I think like they said, either they just didn't want to put up with her anymore and just maybe unfortunately took her life and dumped her somewhere, or they could have sold her for, like this says, substances or God forbid other things. So it's just so heartbreaking. And it says they did get snow, but it didn't stick. I don't even want to think about snow. Just trying to get caught up. Oh, dang, Daddy says it's 30 degrees there. Woo, that's too cold for me. I'm an Arkansas Southern girl. I don't like the cold. Just getting caught up, making sure nobody had any questions or comments about the cases so we can get to the rest of them. Oh, there's Far. How did I miss Far? Hey, Far. Good to have you here, ma'am. Oh, she says, be right back. The horse race that stops our nation is about to start here, the Melbourne Cup. I love watching horse racing. We actually have a horse racing track here in Arkansas in Hot Springs, Oaklawn. Used to go there all the time. And my dad back in the day used to win a lot of money there back in the day. That is a good point. Miss Ange says, if they unalive Nikole, sounds like their karma caught up with them by keeping them poor. Shame on them. Absolutely. Everything just jumped again. Okay. Yes, very, very sad. Yep, that is also an excellent point. My first thought was that they sold Nikole. He seemed to be all about money, collecting those checks every month. Absolutely. Getting caught up. Oh, just when I get up, think I get caught up. Oh, Lance is back. Welcome back, Lance. Like he was here earlier. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Ange, for the kind words, and thank you to Chris. She says I would all to Chris Gideon for getting me tuned into this channel. So many great peeps in here. Absolutely, not to mention our amazing host. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. The community is amazing. Yeah, I've noticed that you've been posting some UK cases. Arctic says he's been thrown into some crazy cases out of the UK this past week, thanks to one of my subs from across the pond. It's not Miss Charlotte, is it? Uh, yes. Nan, it'll come up. Did it come up? Okay. Nan says what amazes me is that he collected those checks for 17 years or 17 or so years. It honestly, it does not. I'm not surprised. Like I said, you hear about it a lot, but usually it is, like I said, the parents that either they pass away and the children or whoever was their caregiver didn't, hid the body or whatever, or they took them out and still collected like their Social Security, SSI checks, things of that nature. That's usually where I've seen it happen, things of that like that. As Lisa Joe says that she thinks that Chris actually might have brought her. Yeah, Chris. Kudos to Chris Gideon. He brings a lot of people here. All you guys bring a lot of people here just by sharing the stuff out. That is true. Arctic says, I want to know how that happened. Usually Social Security is looking for a chance to stop a check. That is true. Unless it's, well, I guess that would be different. Reminds me of a Shannon Collins case where she kept collecting his military benefits, but that's a whole different animal. That's interesting. Miss Lisa Joe says, all my genealogy research skills were forged in British and South African records. Wow. She said she's just throwing that out there in case you run into any ancient cases. Okay, so get moving. Okay, so next we have Tammie Jane Briley. I should have already had it loading. Get it rolling here. Maybe it won't take too long. Oh, it came right up. So Tammie went missing on August 31st of 2000 from Battle Creek, Michigan. She's a white female, 37 years old at the time she went missing. She'll be 61 years old today. At the time she went missing, she was 5'1" to 5'4", 110 to 130 pounds. She was last seen wearing a short-sleeved white or light tan shirt, blue cotton shorts, and black sandals. It says she may have been pregnant at the time of her disappearance. She has brown hair and hazel eyes. Her ears are pierced. 7 times in one ear and just once in the other. She has a scar on her face and a scar on her right wrist, and she may use the last names Hart and or Hatfield. So, Tammie and her boyfriend were traveling in his truck during the late evening hours of August 31st, 2000, near their residence in Mattawan, Michigan. Her boyfriend told authorities that they were, once again, that they were arguing inside the vehicle. He pulled over to the side of Interstate 94 near Battle Creek. He claimed that Tammie exited the truck and left her purse behind in the vehicle, and she has never been seen or heard from again. How many times do we hear this story? We got into an argument. They left the house or they got out of the vehicle and didn't take anything with them, didn't take the purse, didn't take the phone, never to be seen again. These people have got to, I'm not saying that the boyfriend had anything to do with it, but these people have got to start coming up with some new stories. So, Tammie's family told investigators that it is uncharacteristic of her to leave without warning. She never returned to retrieve any of her personal belongings. Authorities consider her disappearance suspicious, you think. There have not been any arrests, and her case remains unsolved. And it says some agencies may list her date of disappearance as September 3rd of 2000 instead of August 31st. So if you have any information on Tammie's case, you can call the Michigan State Police Paw Paw Post at 616-657-5551 or 616-657-7400. Oh, the Chiefs are winning now. The game is almost over. Anyway, all right, so that was not a whole lot of information, but if it'll load, I do have an article. Once it again, if it will load. Check comments while I'm Nan says, that's what I thought. Talking to Arctic, they wanted to stop my mother-in-law's check because she had not been to any doctors, so they had to bring her to the Social Security office to prove she was alive and still going. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Arctic says, yeah, it's crazy. People fight so hard to get on disability and then have to prove they're disabled every 3 to 5 years. Trust me, everyone I know on disability would much rather be working if they could. Yeah, my baby sister-in-law who passed away, she about a year before she passed, she had to have an amputation mid-calf. It took her forever for them to start getting her disability going. It was just ridiculous. But they did go back and retro pay her, so. But it's crazy. It is crazy. That is true. Lance says, well, girls do get mad and get out of vehicles. My late wife did that several times during arguments. That is true. And I'm not saying that's, that's not what happened, but it just seems like in all these cases where we have it's usually a woman, the man and wife or partners, whatever, get into a fight. The woman either leaves the house or gets out of the vehicle, doesn't take a purse, a phone, nothing with her, and is never seen again. Now, granted, most of these other cases do have other evidence, such as, blood in the room, in the house, missing curtains and sheets, blood stains everywhere. So it is, possible that she did get out. All right. Okay. So this article is from September of 2018. And I might try to screen share this because it does have pictures. Supposedly, let me read it. Supposedly, some people spotted a woman in Mexico that they say resembles Tammie. Let me see if it will screen share. Give me 1 minute. Take that down. Because I want you guys to be able to see this picture or these pictures. I'm going to take it a minute for it to come up. All right. And I'll move them up. Okay, so if you can see those pictures there, and I know it's a video, but for that's the little thing is there. But if you see the bottom, very bottom right, the two pictures together, that is the picture of Tammie on the left. It's the same picture that's on the Charley Project, and then this woman that supposedly, these other pictures are supposedly the woman that they think favors Tammie, could be Tammie. So you guys let me know. I'll let you look at the pictures for a minute. Let me know what you guys think. And I don't think I can make it any bigger. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, there it goes. Don't know how well you guys can see. I don't know if that's better. So compare the two pictures together on the bottom right. The picture of Tammie and then this woman. To me, they look a little bit similar. Now, I think as Dandy says, everybody's got a doppelganger. So it's possible. It's possible. Now let me make this smaller so I can read it. Okay, so the article says, Ken Briley, who is the older brother of Tammie, says if she's not my little sister, then at least we can find out who this woman is. Maybe she does have family out there that loves her. Briley is referring to a woman who was recently spotted in Poza Rica, Mexico, a woman who bears a strong resemblance to his sister Tammie. He says she has the exact same imprints in her teeth as my sister did 18 years ago. Tammie's son, Brad, was first notified about the woman who appeared to be meandering throughout Poza Rica by Michigan State Police, who were contacted through social media regarding the similarities the woman shared with Tammie. It says she had gotten into a fight years ago and had two hooped earrings pulled out of her ear, and this is according to her son. And he says, and the woman in Mexico has scar marks where earrings had been ripped out of her ear. Hart tells the I-Team he has been working tirelessly with several contacts in Mexico, as well as the Michigan State Police, to keep the woman in Mexico safe and to obtain her DNA. He said, I just encouraged them to purchase her a beverage and some snacks, and then offered to throw the bottle away. He said, referencing how the DNA samples would eventually be shipped to be tested. Tammie's son said the woman is currently staying in a building in Mexico that falls under the jurisdiction of the National System for Integral Family Development, which is a social assistance center. He also said he was allowed to see her via video conference. He said she had very little interest in finding her family or searching for her family. She seemed really confused about how she got there. She knew that she had kids, but she didn't know what their names were or how many kids she had. And according to Briley's brother, the woman, according to Tammie's brother, the woman in Mexico claimed to go by the name Heather, and he says Tammie always liked that name. Michigan State Police investigators say that, so it just goes over when she disappeared. It says, as for the similarities between the woman in the photo and Briley, State Police Lieutenant Chuck Christensen said they are not ruling anything out. He says, I think there are enough similarities there that we need to follow up on this lead like we would in any lead that could be promising. It says the DNA results could take several months to process. But Briley's family points out that even if the woman in the photos is not Briley, the DNA will be entered into a national database for missing persons in the U.S. And it says the FBI, which lists Tammie on its website as missing, declined to did not leave in give any comments. So let me go back down to the pictures for a minute, and I'll leave them up there to see what you guys have to say, what you guys think. Make them a little bit bigger. See what you guys think. If you see a resemblance or not. Get back into your comments. All right. Yeah. Lisa Joe says, yeah, now 20 years later, I'm sure they now say it's suspicious. Yep, that's true. Yeah, Heather said, her mom definitely got out of my pop's car more than once. Oh, that's horrible, Nan. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they telling you they don't want to. It's like Arctic said, they don't want to pay anything. Miss Barbara says I can get it to come up. There it is. Oh, come back. There it is. Says, I have gotten out of my ex's vehicle. I'm not going to lie, arguing. I mean, yeah, I know what happens, but it just kills me. That story is every single time. Oh, goodness. Miss Lisa Joe says, I'm not getting out anywhere. My boyfriend would jump at the chance to drive away from me and my big mouth when we're fighting. Oh, goodness. Heather says she asked to be let out of a car once and they didn't come back for you. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Far's back. Says, I'm back. Run and won. So who won the race? Is the race over? I just like the names of the horses. Whenever I would go to Oaklawn and put $2 down for a ticket, I would just go by the name of the horse. If I like the name of the horse. Vid says it. In her opinion, it does look similar. Maybe she got away from him before he could unalive her. Yeah, to me, like I said, especially those two pictures on the bottom right, side by side of Tammie and then this woman. To me, I can see similarities, most definitely. Miss Lisa Joe says it sounds kind of scammy. That is true. But I don't think this woman she wasn't the one that initiated the contact. It was actually, I don't know, somebody. I don't know if she was captured on social media or somebody in Mexico who just happened to know about Tammie's case and said, hey, this woman looks like her, and whoever put it on social media or whatever, however it happened, was actually the one that initiated it. Yep, Nan says, hopefully the DNA will help someone. Absolutely. Unless this is not Tammie or it is Tammie and she just, either way, if it's her or not her, and just does not want to be found. Lisa Joe says, is she not consenting to DNA testing? I'm assuming. I don't know. It didn't say. It just said that they just had the idea of maybe to offer her a drink or a snack and offer to throw away the bottle or whatever to get her DNA that way. And I agree. I agree with Dean. Dean says if someone does not want to be found, it doesn't seem fair to make her. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. If you're an adult, you absolutely have the right to, if you want to walk out of your life for whatever reason, it's a bad situation and you don't want to be found, that is absolutely your right. I agree with you. I don't know, Lisa. Lisa says, can they enter a random woman's DNA profile into CODIS on a hunch without her permission? I would think not. I would think, now I'm not a professional, but I would think no. I mean, but that's just my thinking, that she would have to give permission for it to be entered, because she hasn't, as long as she has not committed any crimes or anything, for her to be arrested and have probable cause to get a search warrant to take her DNA, I would think that they wouldn't be able to do it. Oh, Heather says it's hard for her to see. Her eyes aren't working so great. Yeah, I tried to make it a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger now. That is a good point. Arctic says, from the sound of it, she has a dementia and really can't consent. That could be it. Thank you, Miss Ange, for being here. You're not a party pooper. Have a good night. I'm sorry, I still have my cam off. Have a good night, Miss Ange. Always good to have you here. Thank you so much, ma'am. Be safe out there. Everybody be safe wherever you're at. If there's storms going on in whatever area you're in, if you're in the Oklahoma area or Arkansas or Missouri, maybe, western part of Missouri, please do watch out for the storms tonight. Yeah, Heather says, it does look similar, the smile. Yeah, to me, the smile, let me go back over to where I can look at it bigger. To me, the smile looks very similar. Maybe the nose, but to me, the smile is definitely similar. Well, maybe the nose, if I could, see it. Yeah, to me, to me, like the one of the law enforcement said, to me, excuse me, in my opinion and in their opinion, it is similar enough to at least, excuse me, my suburbs are backing up on me. It's similar enough for them to check it out, but like with the DNA issue, can they even, if she doesn't give it willingly, I don't see how they could force her to provide her DNA. She's an adult. Like I said, she hadn't committed any crimes apparently, so. Thank you, ma'am. Miss Anne says she'll definitely watch the rest on replay. Hugs, Southern Gal, and everybody. Hugs back to you. Miss Lisa Joe says they could just run a direct parentage test. I didn't think about that. So they could they could get her DNA and compare it to her, what I said, she had a son, her son's DNA. That's a thought. Nan says there's a similarity, but her face shape doesn't appear the same, but weight changes can affect the shape of the face. Absolutely, yeah. Weight and just getting older, things start to sag. True, absolutely true. Yeah, see, I question that too. It'll come up. Miss Lisa Joe says, I question the ethics of entering her into CODIS without her consent to some degree. That is true. I agree. To me, they would have to get permission. I mean, and would her DNA even be in CODIS if, because apparently she, even before she disappeared, it didn't say anything about her having kind of criminal history for her DNA to be in CODIS. So, unless it would come back as a match to a family member or something of that nature. Once again, I'm not the DNA expert like Miss Lisa Joe is. Okay, so an update on the horse race in Australia. Miss Farr says Knight's Warrior, I like that name, an outsider, a long shot. That's what we call them here in the States, maybe a long shot, paid $63 for a $1 bet. Favorites got nowhere. Excellent. I love it when the long shots win. Miss Lisa Joe says, I realize there is a mental health issue now, but what if it is not her and she does match to another family? So, isn't there some kind of, I know she's in Mexico, so I don't know how, if they could get her back to the States, but I know here in the States, if they come across somebody on the streets that they think has a severe enough mental issue that they cannot take care of themselves, they can bring them in on a whatever it's called for like a 72-hour hold. But now I don't know if that would give them the right to take her DNA, if that's what you're referring to. Miss Lisa says that they could use a private testing facility like we did with Melissa Highsmith. I've still got to watch that video link you sent to me about that, about how y'all solved that. I know you sent it to me, I think in Messenger here. Yeah, it does suck for the family. Well, if it'll come up. Oh, there it is. Heather says, I agree too, but sucks for the family. Yeah, Miss Lisa says she is not a violent offender that we know of. Yeah. Yep, Dean says some people just want to start over. Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Barbara. Dean says the tooth missing looks off. Miss Lisa Joe says, how old was she when she disappeared? She was, give me 1 minute. I have to make this smaller so I can, 1 minute. Let me go back to her Charley. Well, no, that'll take down the, I know it'll tell in this article somewhere. I think she was in her 20s or 30s. Well, I might have to go back to the Charley information. It should tell. Oh, I got to put the slide back up. Hold on. Let me put the slide back. Let me put the slide back up. And she was 37 when she went missing. Ooh, a whole bunch of comments just popped up. Miss Heather says the eyes do look similar too. Yes. Miss Lisa says if her son's DNA is in CODIS, then that's how the match will be made. Yeah, but if he doesn't have a criminal history, which it doesn't say if he did or not, does or not. If he didn't have a criminal history, don't, you know, I'm sure his DNA wouldn't be in CODIS. Thank you, Dean. Thanks for dropping in. He says all his phones are dying. Have a safe and pleasant night, all. You too, Dean. Thank you for being here, sir. Yes, Nan says, I don't see how she could knowingly give consent with her mental health changes. That is true. Lisa says, with Melissa Highsmith, they did the legal DNA test comparing Melissa to both her parents for a quick turnaround. Police still took a sample to enter into CODIS so they could officially close the case. Thank you for that information, Miss Lisa. Okay, Ms. Barb says there's a 96-hour mental hold in Missouri, but you have to get or you have to go to a judge to get it. Yeah, I know I don't know, I mean, it's probably state by state, but I've just always heard this because, once again, I watch a lot of On Patrol Live, and sometimes they come across people that have mental issues. It's not a substance related, it's actually, mental issues, and they're not able to take care of themselves, so they can take them in to a hospital or whatever for, I think it's a 72-hour hold for an evaluation. Just it's for their safety, for the person's safety. Oh goodness. Lisa says it took them 5 months to get back the results of the law enforcement testing. Lisa says typical onset of schizophrenia in females is late 20s, early 30s, and in males it is typically late, then early 20s. That's why I asked. Okay. No problem. You never have to explain why you're asking a question. Okay, Lisa says he's looking for his missing mother, so he would submit the DNA to CODIS. Excellent. Arctic says I've had cases where the person missing just left to get away from everything. Parents didn't want to hear any of that though, and persisted with the narrative that they were in danger online, even when presented evidence to the contrary. Yeah, and it's natural for parents to not want to believe that their adult child or whatever, or teenage child even, would want to get away. Now with a minor, it's different because you can make them come back, but if they're an adult, they don't want to have anything to do with their family. That's their right, but I understand what you're saying. Miss Lisa said, for example, Barb Cotton's family have submitted DNA into CODIS. Yeah, I think that whole Mexico thing, I don't even know how they could get her. I don't know. Well, if she hasn't done anything wrong, they couldn't extradite her from Mexico, if Mexico even has an extradition policy. But Miss Lisa Jo says, I think you'd almost have to have a judge order the DNA collection, though. But she is in Mexico, so there's really, unless she decides to come back to the U.S., there's really nothing that they can do, because she hasn't committed a crime that we know of to be extradited. If I don't even know if Mexico is an extraditable, or whatever the word is, country. Yep. That's true. Lisa says, yeah, that is a great point, Arctic. That's something that is important to remember, even with a spouse or significant other. The people crying out for information might be abusers. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, that's true. Mexican authorities could collect DNA. I'm sure they have different rules down there. I don't know. Without consent. All right, I think I'm caught up in comments, so we'll hurry on. I don't know how many I got left. I think I just got 2 left. This is Jacob. Gosh, should have got his stuff going. Jacob Cabinaw. Get his information going. Oh, it came right up. So Jacob was missing on March 31st of 2010 from Traverse City, Michigan. He's a Native American male. He was 31 years old at the time. He doesn't look that old in that picture. 31 years old at the time he went missing. He would be 46 now. He was 5'10" to 6'2", 160 to 175 pounds. He was last seen wearing his work uniform, which consisted of a dark blue or gray work pants, a white or orange t-shirt, a gray jacket with Dave's Garage. Don't mean, I'm not laughing at the case, but Dave's Garage printed on it, and brown work boots. He has brown hair and brown eyes. His nickname is Jake, and he is of Ottawa and Chippewa Indian descent. So Jacob disappeared from Traverse City, Michigan at around 7:30 p.m. on March 31st, 2010. He had dropped a friend off near the volleyball courts at the open space, which was a beachside park, after they had played frisbee golf. His friend invited him to go to some bars, but Jacob declined, saying that he had to go home and study for class. He was driving his silver 2002 Chevy Malibu with Michigan license plates, and I don't know. Oh, it was recovered or found. With Michigan license plate, it has minor, or maybe it wasn't. And that is a picture of, I think that is his car. It has minor damage on the front passenger side panel. Jacob apparently never returned to his home in Groen, Michigan. At 1 a.m. on April 1st, he called an automated system to confirm that he was still taking community college classes. At 2 a.m., he used his bank card to buy gas in Mattawan, Michigan. Just after midnight on April 2nd, a police officer in Hollister, Missouri, ran Jacob's license plate. And then a deputy with the Washington County Sheriff's Department in Arkansas ran the plate 3 hours later and noted that Jacob was asleep in his car, which was parked at the Brentwood rest area off US 71 in West Fork. So I'm not familiar where in Arkansas West Fork is. I'm assuming maybe if it's coming from Missouri, maybe up northern part of the state. I'm just guessing though. So later that day, Jacob's debit card was used to buy gasoline in Sweetwater, Texas, and his image was captured on a security camera. And Sweetwater is over 1,000 miles away from the home that he was supposed to be going to. There's been no trace of him since, and his car is also missing. And a photo of that is a photo of his car on the slide there. Jacob's brother is stationed at Fort Hood in Texas, but that is the only known connection that Jacob would have to that state. He had insufficient funds in his bank account to pay for his gas purchases, but the transaction did go through because he had overdraft protection. After that, his debit card was never used again. He hasn't used his cell phone since he went missing, and he left his phone charger at home. Because of the gas purchase in Texas, police considered the possibility that Jacob was just going to walk out of his life to travel to Texas or Mexico. However, Jacob's family thinks that even if he might have gone to Texas, he would have returned and he would not have abandoned his life in Michigan. So once again, that's a case of, it could be he just, for whatever reason, he did want to walk out on his life, or it could be something happened to him, foul play, or an accident. He had an accident while driving and ended up in a body of water somewhere. So he was a technical science student at Northwestern Michigan College at the time of his disappearance. He was a member of the National Guard. He had a job at Dave's Garage, which it says he liked. He owned $20,000 worth of tools. His family stated that he did not use substances, and it is uncharacteristic of him to leave without warning. Although police believe that he left of his own accord, his family is afraid for his safety. Jacob is the 7th of 10 children in his family, and he does have 2 sons by his ex-wife, and his case remains unsolved. So if you have any information in Jacob's case, You can call the Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Office at 231-995-5000. So let me see what I had. Get the article to come up. Oh, it came right up. If it'll stay up. So this article is from March of this year, 2024. It says family hopes foreclosure 14 years after Northern Michigan man went missing. The Grand Traverse Sheriff's Office is asking for help with an unsolved case. Jacob Cabinaw has not been seen in almost 14 years. Up North Live, which is the website I'm reading from, spoke with the sheriff's office, and for the first time, we're hearing from Jacob Cabinaw's son, Xander. Xander said, I think it would be really nice to know for sure exactly what happened, what went down, just to have that closure and, say, okay, yeah, it wasn't his fault. He is a good guy, or no, he really just didn't care about us and he left, which I don't think is the case, but you never 100% know anything. That is true. As Xander Cabinaw, much like investigators, doesn't have very many answers when it comes to the whereabouts of his father, Jacob. And like the case itself, Xander said his feelings are complicated. As Xander says, if he is still alive and out there, then I wish he wasn't. I don't know how to explain it because I'd rather him be unalive and gone than to have spent all these years knowing that we're still out here and just not caring. Or, I like to think of him as better than that, if that makes any sense. I can understand what he's saying. Jacob went missing in 2010 when Xander was just 6 years old and his brother was 12. Along with being a dad, Jacob was in the Michigan National Guard. He was about to graduate with his mechanic certification. Detective Captain Chris Clark with the Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Office says, you look at everything together with Jacob, he had a lot of plans in place for the future, which is why detectives and family members cannot explain why, after a disc golf game at Hickory Hills, Jacob went on this unplanned trip. The reason for that trip still is not known, and Jacob was last seen a couple of days later in West Fork, Arkansas. Captain Clark says, we have not forgotten about Jacob. We continuously are trying to figure out what happened to Jacob. Detectives have not forgotten him, and neither has Xander, who said he doesn't always realize it in the moment, but his dad left an impact on how he lives his life. He says, I'm glad and happy that I did get the 6 years with him that I got. I would obviously like to still have him around and, still have a dad that I can talk to and do activities with, but you get what you get. Sitting along the Hickory Hills disc golf course is a bench dedicated to Jacob that was made by his sons for his love of the sport that he passed along to them. Xander says it's a good place to connect to him. When we first brought the bench out there, we wrote letters to him on balloons and released them in the air. So once again, anyone with information on Jacob's disappearance is encouraged to call the sheriff's office at 231-995-5039 or submit a tip there's a website, or you can the number I think it's a different number. Either one of those numbers would work. Just a very, very sad. So what do you guys think? Do you think he just I don't understand. I'm like them. I don't understand the unplanned trip. That's what I'm wondering about. Especially because he said he was going to go, his friends asked him if he wanted to go out to the bar or whatever with him. He said, no, I have to go home and study. And then he doesn't go home. He goes on this unplanned trip. Absolutely confusing, obviously. All right. Once again, I keep forgetting to mark where I was at. Okay, I think. Okay, going back to Tammie's case, Dean says, what if she is wanted for something else? Would that violate her rights? I don't know. I'm not a professional. Now, if she was wanted in Mexico, I don't know how Mexico works, how their law enforcement system works. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if Mexico is an extradition country. But I know, or not know, but I'm thinking, like, if she was in the US and she committed a crime and they had enough probable cause to get a search warrant to get her DNA, that's the only way they could get it. Yeah, Miss Lisa Joe says they would still have to try to get her extradited. Arctic, who would know, says in theory they could just get the DNA from discarded trash. That's true. If you throw something away, it's you can use it. Like this DNA from discarded trash, like they do with suspects, not necessarily ethical, but would be legal. That is true. Lisa Joe says, at least for GEDmatch, they legally can only use that system to locate violent offenders, if not identifying those. See, that's what I'd always heard. Like I said, once again, I'm not a professional. Arctic says, I don't know. It's a gray area. I would think after a person discards something, it's technically not theirs any longer. See, that's what I've always read and heard. And because on all these shows that, watching on ID channel, that they are always doing that. I think, isn't that how they got DNA Kohlberger? They went through his trash or his parents' trash and found whatever, something with DNA on it. Yeah, Miss Lisa Joe says they get their arses handed to them if it went to court. Arctic says he thinks he has heard of Jacob's case before. You probably have. Your head is so full of cases. Yeah. Yes, they still do have to. Miss Lisa says, but even when they do that with a violent offender, that just gives them probable cause. They still have to obtain a direct sample with permission or with a court order. Absolutely. Thank you. Okay. Arctic says West Fork is 10 miles from Fayetteville. Okay. Yes, I definitely know where Fayetteville is. All right. Gotcha. Thank you, sir. Heather says, shocking how many people end up in bodies of water. Actually, it is shocking because it happens, but I mean, it happens more than people think it does. A lot of missing people have been, like with these volunteer search and rescues. They, go out and find, look for vehicles or whatever in bodies of water. And a lot of times that's how they find somebody who's been missing for 10, 20, 30 years or longer, is they find the car and they find skeletal remains and they do whatever they do, DNA test it, and solve missing persons cases. Lots of people accidentally end up in bodies of water. And then some people nefariously end up in the bodies of water. Arctic says, when I graduated, DNA was just really becoming a thing. I swear I need to go back and take some refresher courses. So much has changed in 30 years. Absolutely. That is what I was wondering too. Lance says, wonder if he had a reason to leave. Yeah. Apparently, if he had a reason to leave, he didn't tell anybody, his family or anybody, why he was leaving. Yes, definitely very strange case. That is also possible. Lance says, wondering if he had a bump on the head and amnesia. That is possible. See, and that another thing why I mentioned too about the possibly if he was driving, if it was a night, he was not familiar with uh the territory, the roads he was driving on. If there were bodies of water close, he could have missed a curve, fell asleep, because the car has never been found. So you would think that if something happened to him, that at least maybe the car would have been found somewhere at some point. So that's why I mentioned, he could have possibly accidentally went off into a body of water, fallen asleep, missed a curve, and maybe when the impact, he did bump his head and knock him out, and he unfortunately drowned. Definite possibility. Yes, our Arctic does have a criminal justice degree. Absolutely. Miss Lisa says, I know that when a sample gets entered on an unidentified individual, that profile is compared to every missing person that has familial DNA entered into CODIS. And it gets compared again periodically. And the whole system compares every potential match periodically. Excellent. We got lots of people in here with good knowledge. Yeah, Nan says that she doesn't have, I don't know what happened. I just don't have a guess. Sad in every way. Absolutely. Yeah, that's, Artie says, I don't know. I find it hard to believe he would just leave his kid behind like that. Yeah, that is true. That is true. So Mexico is an extradition country. That is true. Nan says they got Rex Human's DNA from the pizza crust he discarded. Yep. Yeah, but then they, like Lisa says, they do still have to, like she said, that gives them the probable cause to get the search warrant to get the direct DNA sample. They can't just go, in court and say, hey, we got this DNA or we found this pizza crust in the trash and we tested it and it matches his DNA. They can't do that. Yeah, they have to absolutely do the direct, get the warrant and get the direct sample. No, you don't have to quit talking about DNA. Girl, I love talking about DNA. I'm all about some DNA. Oh, thank you, Miss Heather Brown. Heather Brown says, Southern Gal, I so adore and appreciate you. We adore you too, Heather. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And guess what? We get to bring out the moo cow tonight again. Let me find him. Oh, I lost him. I can't lose the moo cow. There he is. Thank you so much, Miss Heather. Appreciate it so much. You're a wonderful human being. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, that was very interesting. Yes. I could talk about DNA all night long if my voice and my bladder would hold out. Yes. Oh, goodness, what did I do? Yes. Heather was waiting on her moo. You got your moo. You got your moo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I think we got one more. Yeah, one more. And this is a baby. I think this is the youngest one, 10 months old. This is LaShawnda Patrice Coates. LaShawnda went missing on August 1st, 1991 from River Rouge, Michigan. She's a black female, 10 months old. She was just 2'3", 20 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. So this is another, not a whole lot of information, but I think we can probably suss out theorize what happened. So little LaShawnda came to the attention of the Michigan Department of Social Services in December of 1990 after she got a broken arm and bruises when her father, Byron Ogletree, tried to use her as a shield during a violent argument with her mother, Samora Coates. So the DSS decided that neither of her parents were fit, absolutely. And at first, they placed her with Samora's grandmother. So she was first placed with her maternal grandmother. Then she was put into foster care. And then in June, she was placed in the care of her father's mother, Barbara Brown, so her paternal grandmother in River Rouge, Michigan. So on August 1st of 1991, while Barbara Brown, her paternal grandmother, was at work and her teenage daughter was babysitting LaShawnda, the father, Byron Ogletree, took LaShawnda from the house without permission. Later that day, hold on, I think I just swallowed a nap. Ooh, okay. Sorry about that. So the dad came in while the teenage daughter was babysitting, took LaShawnda without permission. Later that day, he called Samora, her mother, and asked her to listen on the phone. So trigger, I don't have my thing up, but definite trigger warning. So when Samora got on the phone, she thought she heard him, the father, shaking and choking LaShawnda. She called the police, who began to immediately go look for LaShawnda and the father, Ogletree. So Samora, the mother, actually saw Ogletree 3 or 4 times afterwards, after this happened. And each time he promised to take her to where LaShawnda was. Then he went back on his promise. He gave conflicting stories as to what happened and whether LaShawnda was alive or not alive. And on September 7th, Ogletree was arrested in Detroit for parental kidnapping. LaShawnda was not with him, and he refused to disclose her whereabouts. After his arrest, he told both Samora and his mother that he had lost his temper and had taken LaShawnda's life. So the outcome of the parental kidnapping case against Ogletree is unknown, and LaShawnda has never been located. It's just a horrible, horrible, horrible story. All right, I think I do have just a short, doesn't really have any, maybe a little bit. This is from ourblackgirls.com. So an investigation into the disappearance of LaShawnda Coates has left investigators with the belief that this precious baby is no longer alive. In this article, or this was from January of 2022 when this was written. Although news reports about this case are scarce, very scarce, this is literally the only thing on Google that I could find about this case except for the Charley Project. This writer was able to piece together the story of what led up to LaShawnda's disappearance after she was last seen on August 1st, 1991 in River Rouge, Michigan. According to reports, the DSS was alerted about LaShawnda after she was found to have the broken arm and bruises stemming from the altercation with her parents. It is said that her father, Byron Ogletree, was engaged in a violent argument with LaShawnda's mother, Samora Coates. During the argument, Ogletree reportedly used his daughter as a shield of protection as the fight escalated, resulting in LaShawnda's injuries. The DSS did not believe that Ogletree nor Coates could provide a suitable home for LaShawnda, so she was handed over to her grandmother, and then she was handed over to foster care, and then to the paternal grandmother. So it is reported that on August 1st, 1991, Barbara called, which was LaShawnda's paternal grandmother. Her teenage daughter was babysitting. Ogletree, the father, came in, took LaShawnda without permission. Once again, he called, and we won't go over that again about what she thinks she heard. She saw him, and I don't understand. It says she saw him 3 or 4 more times. Once again, if they don't have a body and they don't, but I mean, it's too bad there wasn't a way she could not have recorded that, but I mean, how would she know what was going to happen? But to have a recording of that. So like I said earlier, a month since LaShawnda was last seen, Ogletree was arrested for kidnapping. He told investigators that LaShawnda was not with him. He declined to divulge her whereabouts. Yet he did reportedly confess to his mother and LaShawnda's mother that he did take LaShawnda's life after losing his temper. The status of the investigation into Ogletree is unknown, but ML Live Detroit reported in 2019 that his name was listed in an unrelated case with the Detroit Police Department regarding some sort of a settlement following a substance arrest in 2007. What happened to her mother, where her mother is now, is unclear. LaShawnda is still missing. And it says that one picture is the only picture of LaShawnda in public records. So just horrible, 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 once again, story. All right, let me make sure that is all I had. All right. Get to you guys' questions, comments. Oh, let me see where I was at. Whew. All right. Now, Miss Barbara, everybody's moving. Oh, Miss Barb says where she's at, it's running so hard here, it's scary. Yep, I know you're up in Missouri. Yeah, I've got to look in. Oh, I missed the news. It's 11 o'clock already. Ooh, okay. Yeah, be safe, Miss Barbara. Absolutely. Watch the weather. Everybody watch the weather in Oklahoma area, Arkansas area, Missouri, wherever the bad weather is going to be. Please be vigilant. I absolutely agree. Arctic says she should have stayed in foster care and not been placed with a POS dad's mother, in my opinion. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Yeah. Yeah. An extra bit of protein. I know, and I'm trying not to slurp on my drink, but I can still feel it. Oh, goodness. Yep, just a little bit of protein. Yeah. Thanks, Arctic. Arctic says, if I start sounding like Kermit the Frog, at least we know why. Yeah. I try not to make it a habit of eating bugs. Yes, water terrifies me now, too. Turn around, don't drown. Do not drive through water. Deep water. Yep, Arctic said he will take our tornadoes in Arkansas all day over hurricanes. Yep. Yes, I will. Arctic said he'll be glad when the election is over. So will I. Welcome, Christopher Luttrell. Says Delaware tornado warnings earlier today. Yeah, it's been everywhere. I hope you're safe, Christopher. I have a nephew named Christopher. My oldest nephew is named Christopher. Yeah, I know we had bad in my part of Arkansas, central Arkansas. It's supposed to get here about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So I probably will not be sleeping in the morning. Yes, Miss Barbara says this case is disturbing. Well, really, they all are. Absolutely. All right, guys. We've been here a little bit over 3 hours. Thank you to everybody who was here. Thank you to everybody who's watching replay. Love my replay crew. Once again, thank you, Miranda Lee's was a member or is a member for 6 months. She was my very first member. And thank you, Miss Heather Brown, once again for the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. If you cannot afford to donate or become a member, that is perfectly fine. It is just as important to subscribe, like, comment, share. Share is the most important thing you can do for all of us creators videos to get this information. That helps get this information out more than anything. Excuse me. I think the gnat's trying to make an escape. Sharing is the most important thing you can do. It gets this information out far and wide, because if one person shares it and another person shares it, and then just the snowball effect. So I appreciate everything everybody does. Let me get back in. So Christopher is in Idaho. Excellent, excellent. Welcome, welcome from Idaho. Let's see. Thank you, Miss Heather. Thank you for being here. Thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Miss Farr, for being here. Her usual stay safe, love and light. Absolutely. Nan says stay safe, everyone. Absolutely. And I'm going to try to, since I have my, me and the cats have the house to ourselves for until next weekend, or till this coming weekend. So I'm going to try to do probably another live stream maybe Wednesday night. I'm going to scour. Yes, hello, Christopher. Yes, Miss Barbie, hope you will be okay. I'm going to probably scour the Facebook groups and pages and gather some missing together in a slideshow, some more recent missing, urgent missing, and we'll just share them and discuss them and discuss anything else we want to discuss as far as true crime and what's going on. So that will be Wednesday, and then hopefully Friday. I'm so sorry, guys. Hopefully Friday, Miss Sarah's got to get back to me, but Miss Sarah, who is Marissa Carmichael's mother, is going to be on Friday at some point. It'll probably be sometime during the day, because she said she needed to do it early daytime. So if you can hopefully everything will get worked out with that. And if you can't make it to watch it live, please watch replay. I have done a video, or actually I did a live stream of Marissa's case, and Arctic, or Miss Sarah was actually on with Dago and Arctic and Doodle on Dago's channel not too long ago. And Arctic reached out to me to see if I would reach out to Miss Sarah to get her on again, because she needs coverage. And I said, absolutely. So hopefully everything will work out. So be on the lookout for that Friday. And then after that, who knows? I'll have a video, the Brianna Soto video. I will upload it as soon as I get everything taken down, finished up here. It will be available to members as soon as it's uploaded. It'll be available at 9 o'clock or so Central Time to everybody. Once again, thank you. Junior's already gone, but thank you to Junior for bringing that attention. That Brianna's story, she's been missing for a year. So Junior Johnson is the one who brought that to my attention. So thank him for that. Thank you, Miss Heather. Says much love to all. Please stay safe. Absolutely. Christopher says, what's up with you guys in chat? Yeah, we're fixing to get out of here. We've been going 3 hours, a little bit over 3 hours. But it's good to have you here, Christopher. We absolutely hope you come back. Like I said, Wednesday, if all goes as planned. If we don't get blown away by a tornado between now and Wednesday, I'll be doing another live stream, sharing some current missing, urgent missing. Thank you. Nana's sending gentle hugs to Miss Barb. Absolutely. Everybody send Miss Barbara hugs, good vibes, thoughts, prayers. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for reaching out to me. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, I gotten in touch with her and she got back in touch with me and asked her whatever day this week is good for her, is good for me. Just tell me a day and a time. And she had said she was doing, I think, another one on maybe tomorrow. So she said she wanted to shoot for Friday sometime during the day. So I said, just let me know what time, and I am down for it. So Arctic, if you, no pressure, you don't have to, but if you want to come join me on panel, you can. Absolutely. You're welcome here anytime you want to be here. Or if you just want to, I don't know if you'll be working or whatever you're doing. I said, I don't know exactly. She said she would let me know tomorrow what time. And I don't know what time zone she is in. I told her I was in Central Time Zone. Yes, and absolutely, there is now a $3,500 reward for Marissa's safe return, thanks to a very, very generous person. Oh, goodness. Heather says she needs my soothing voice to fall asleep to. Honey, I don't know. Between swallowing the gnat and talking for 3 hours, my voice is in allergies. I don't know how soothing my voice is right now. To me, it sounds scratchy and icky. Arctic says, I need to look into the Julia Potter case. I will definitely write that down. Where's it from? I will look into it. I will look it up. Thank you, Miss Barbara. She says, thank you all. Have a wonderful evening. Going to bed. Great chat. Hugs all. Thank you, Miss Barbara. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That is absolutely fine, sir. Thank you, Miss Heather. We love you too. All right, guys. Let me do some multitasking. Get my new outro ready here. All right, guys. So once again, thank you to everybody who was here live. Thank you to everybody who's watching replay. Thank you, subscribers, members, community, creators. Thank you, everybody. I love every one of you guys. You just blow me away so much with all the support. And I will see you Wednesday.